Welcome to the warm-up, everybody. Thanks again for joining us. I'm your host, Neil Beasley, and we are into the playoffs, and this is when it gets real in Texas high school football. So naturally, we need to get you warmed up.
It's the area round of the Texas high school football playoffs, so let's get ready for some key second-round games in the Louisiana Hot Sauce Hot Zone. Should be quite the game in North Houston this Friday night, as the Woodlands takes on Klein Collins at Woodforest Bank Stadium. Big question here, will three-year starting quarterback Mabry Matoyer be back in the lineup for the Highlanders? Mabry missed the Woodlands first-round victory. He's resting from a head injury, but the Highlanders had no issues with spring, shutting them out 35-zip. Patrick Miller filled in nicely, throwing for 307 yards and 2 scores during a downpour last Thursday. He also got some serious assistance from junior Quanell Farrakhan, who used his top-end speed to score 3 touchdowns of his own. This week, they get the Tigers of Klein Collins, who dismantled Cy Ranch 55-20 in the bi-district round. Collins used a strong running attack led by the two-headed monster of Ja'Shawn Jackson and Jared Penwright to get the dub, as the two running backs scored a combined 5 touchdowns. Tucker Parks behind center is a worthy opponent for Matoyer, as they are both very experienced quarterbacks. No weather being much of a factor this week, so these two should go toe-to-toe for a chance to play in the regional semis. Cy-Fair takes on Katy in an area-round game as well, and the luck of the coin toss was good to the Bobcats as they get a home game against the 9-time state champs. That could make all the difference in the world, because even though Cy-Fair is rolling this year, well, Katy is still Katy, and it will be a lot to handle. But getting back to how hot the Bobcats are, they started the season with a 1-point loss to Bridgeland, but since then, they've won 10 straight games, including last week's 45-point victory over Houston Bel Air. Trey Owens, a UT commit, threw 5 touchdowns and ran for another, as Cy-Fair led 55-7 at the half. But Bel Air and Katy are two completely different animals, so the Bobcats will need to strap in. The Tigers are also 10-1 and on a 9-game win streak after taking down Fort Bend Travis 49-6 last week. It's the 26th straight season Katy has advanced to the second round, and they are loading up on the rushing stats as they usually do. Last week, it was Tremaine Hill who ran for 3 first-half touchdowns before the Tigers shut it down and coasted to victory. This game will be a lot closer for each team. Cy-Fair may be in trouble if they fall behind early.
The Hot Zone is presented by the original Louisiana brand hot sauce. For all your game day snacks, bring the heat with the original Louisiana brand hot sauce. Inside High School Sports is brought to you by the TaxAct Texas Bowl. Get your tickets today at TaxActTexasBowl.com. Warm up your game day with the authentic flavors of ancient cooking. So thin, so crisp, so good, Xochitl.
We caught up with Zechariah Sample of Katy Jordan on the recruiting trail, presented by Xochitl, Chips and Salsa.
Hi, my name is Zechariah Sample. I attend Katy Jordan High School, and I'm an athlete. Really, Coach Sample's one of the best recruiters. He's going to be a wonderful head coach one day. I just believe in what he says about, he can get me to the league. I know he's young, but that's what I like the most about it. He has room for error, and I'm willing to take that risk. What really makes me a dangerous player with the ball in my hands is my speed. I can get around the corner and just burn everybody in the near distance. I think my favorite thing to do while I'm not at school or playing football is definitely playing video games. Really, what sets us apart from everybody else as a team is that we can get into a little argument at practice, and then the next couple minutes we're all bonded back together. We have that type of team chemistry to where we all come back together, and we'll go out to eat as a team. We'll do all these sorts of things as a team, and that's what gave us so much success this year. And also us being leaders of the team. No one's being left out of anything. We're all doing everything as a team.
We can't get our cameras to all the big games, so here's some other games to keep an eye out for in the hype. Well, not sure if you're a fan of offensive outbursts, but in case you are, you might want to head to Randall Reed Stadium on Friday night and check out Tomball Memorial against Willis. We've talked ad nauseum about the Willis offense and their strong-armed quarterback, DJ Lagway. The senior's been everything as advertised this entire season, and in last week's big win over Aldi Nimitz, Lagway ran for 3 scores and threw for 3 more. However, with a potential mega matchup with DeSoto looming in the 3rd round, could this be a trap game for the Wildcats? As great as Willis has been on offense, their defense has been susceptible to big plays and giving up big points. That's where Tomball Memorial steps in. All 10 of Memorial's wins this year have seen the Wildcats score 30 or more, including last week's 30-29 squeaker over Cy Springs. Aiden Martin, Memorial's quarterback, hasn't been DJ Lagway good, but he's a solid leader for sure for the Wildcat offense and threw for a touchdown pass to Anston Ainsley with 3 minutes left to lead Memorial into this 2nd round. The offenses will be there. It may come down to which defense can take control of a possession or two to figure out a winner in this one. Also Friday at Hall Stadium, Fort Bend Hightower will take on Houston Heights. Hightower easily handled Katy Jordan last week 35-7 and returns to the area round for the 3rd straight year. The Hurricanes have really rallied behind quarterback JoJo Stewart, who's made the right calls behind center all year long. Running back Jeremy Payne is trouble out of the backfield, but he's not the only one. Last week, Austin Bowen showed out, and with Zion Kearney at wide receiver, Hightower has become a pick-your-poison type offense. Heights has had to make it through the season without star quarterback Reggie McNeil Jr., who's been injured for much of the year. However, last Saturday, the Bulldogs had no problem with Houston Memorial, winning it 42-20. Head coach Steven Dixon has been on a year-long crusade to improve the image of Houston ISD football, and if they can upset Hightower Friday, that would certainly put a positive light on the football played in the inner city. Heights lost to Hightower in this round last year, but played them tough. Expect another tough battle this Friday night.
Inside High School Sports is brought to you by the TaxAct Texas Bowl. Get your tickets today at TaxActTexasBowl.com. Warm up your game day with the authentic flavors of ancient cooking. So thin, so crisp, so good, so chill.
Let's take a look back at who won our defensive title belt. Plus, see who might come home with one this week in the Buzz. Another Houston ISD, Lamar, took home the defensive title belt last week. Jersey Village could barely move the ball on the Texan defense as Lamar shut them out 63-0 in the by-district round. This week, well, keep your eye on Belleville as a team needing a huge defensive performance. The 4A Power takes on another tough program in Madisonville and will need a big defensive effort to survive and advance. Hey, that'll do it for today's show. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you are now warmed up for Texas High School Football Playoffs Round 2.